Hey, AfterBuzzers, and welcome to Dancing with the Stars. Tonight was the semifinals and the shocking elimination. Come back for all the deets.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, that does not fit.
I know. I was like,
I was gonna cheer, and then I realized
put the wrong song.
Yeah,
And we were a little fired up after my big intro. And then we kind of hit the song.
My bad,
but we
bad.
are back, you guys. It's Monday night and doesn't get better than this. It was the season finale tonight on Dancing with the Stars. And
Semi.
Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Semifinals.
Semifinals. And I'm Tara Turnure, your host, one of your lovely hosts. You can find me on all social media outlets at Tara Turnure. And to my left, TK and Brooke, introduce yourselves.
Take it away, TK.
Oh, starting with me. Okay. My name is TK Trinidad. You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. And also just shout out to all the comments. You guys were lit last week. You've been lit for the last 11 weeks. However, I've been reading your comments. We love that you love us, finally. But I really appreciate those comments. I am reading them all and really appreciate it. Much love. Kisses.
And I'm happy to be back. My name is Brooke. You can find me on all social media at Brooke Lacey H. Also, happy late Mother's Day. I know we have a fabulous mother over here to my right. If you don't follow her on Instagram yet, you should, because she had some beautiful baby pictures.
Thanks,
so
honey.
I
That
was
was
like,
a sweet
Tara, can you
shout-out.
please have some more babies so that I can like live vicariously through
Oh,
it?
you're so sweet.
Anyway,
Yes.
we'll get to the show.
Very happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. You were all amazing and so inspiring. I love having such a supportive group of women around me always, because we got to stick together.
That's right.
go.
And speaking of sticking together, let's dive right in with our big female performer who kicked the show off on a high note. Normani and Val did a lovely Viennese waltz to Desperado by Rihanna. And it was the judges' challenge in the first round. So, girls, what did we think?
You know, I have to say, starting it off strong with Lynn being your, if Lynn were my guest or my special, mentor, that's a lot. That's
A lot of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure. It's the
Totally.
semifinals, but also I feel like if you pull it off right and you get the seal of approval from him, then that's a major confidence booster. So
Right.
obviously, I'm a big fan of hers, and I think it was beautiful. I love the lighting was so cool. Just the whole, I'm a big fan of the whole performance, like all the sparkles.
The
and
cinematography
Yeah.
was just crazy.
Yeah.
I liked it. I didn't love it, but I didn't like it. Wasn't like it was just okay. There's just like something missing. Like it didn't pop for me, and
Oh,
I
really?
feel like every dance should be popping at the semifinals. So I feel like there's just a little thing missing. But again, it was still, when I say like, it's not like, oh, it was like it sucked, it was a 6. Like, it means like the scores that she got, it definitely correlated to
Right.
the dance.
Yeah, it was, I loved, like, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favorite performance of hers.
Yeah.
Per se.
Yeah, she has so many good ones.
But that's
so it's
hard to
say.
top.
Yeah.
But I
because
mean,
she's
I
been-
think you guys are right on with what the judges said, because she got 9s across the board, which for her has been not the case.
Yeah.
So there was something missing, but Len's feedback was a little confusing because he said that she sort of did everything.
Well, see,
he
that's the
wanted.
thing. Now I think about it, it's almost like she switched places with Simone. It's not like she was never doing anything right prior weeks, but she was doing everything right, but she was lacking like that little spark, like emotion-wise. Like she was putting the emotion. I can't put my finger on it, but she was putting the
Right.
emotion in there. But there was just something that was missing. It's like she switched spots with Simone, where she did everything right, but you just didn't connect with the dance.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. But I do love, I agreed with what Julianne was saying when she was talking about just like the partnership between her and Val and how like them together as one. I mean, I think she makes it look so easy.
Yeah.
I agree. I definitely think this wasn't her best performance to date, but I
got-
actually liked it better than her second performance. performance of the night for some reason.
Yeah, I liked her second performance. Well, I guess we're gonna get into
Yeah, we're gonna get
that.
into
my
that.
bad.
Sorry, a little teaser. We'll talk about that later. So don't go anywhere.
Oh, and they invented the stumble. Lyrics by Fleek said that on the live chat. Remember, Len was kind of getting into that.
We were trying to clarify what that was.
I think it was out of the spin. She did. Yeah.
Split.
Was it the split or the spin?
Split. Yeah, the spin.
It was
the
how
spin.
she like
Yeah, the
transitioned
spin.
Out of the spin.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Well, okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, this first round was hot all around, and the next performer was David Ross and Lindsay doing a foxtrot to You Make Me Feel So Young. Definitely a different performance, very different feel. But I loved that song choice for him.
I loved the lemons. That was hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that was really good.
The lemons, like squeezing the lemons. I'm going to try that.
Squeezing his tuckish.
That worked for girls, too. Can you, like, get
I'm
a
trying to
tongue
think.
butt
Like, I
going?
think there has been a something where they did. I know we did balancing phone books on your head. We did something where we had to squeeze. Oh, was it a pencil? I don't know. I'll remember.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
something.
yeah. I've heard of the pencil. Like
Yeah.
a lemon, that's, like, really intense.
Yeah.
It's like a big...
But you know, he has like
But he's
man glutes.
That's
Man
what I said.
glutes.
Does it work? Does it work for female? Like, that seems
I
like
guess
a little...
if you have, yeah.
Must be a big
Let us
booty.
know. You have 1
Anyway.
week to figure it out to let us know.
Yeah, I'll test that out and let you guys know.
Your husband's
Yeah.
gonna be like,
He's a little,
okay.
"What?" Okay, but so seriously though, what were our thoughts on this performance?
I liked it. However, I just feel like he's as far as the technical issue, there was just some foot placement things. Rashad had mentioned or alluded to it in his package. As an athlete, you definitely do a lot of dorsiflex. So, for instance, I did ballet for I don't know, like 10 years, and we concentrated on pointing. But when I transitioned into track, it was the total opposite. So you can kind of see it in his footwork, where he's kind of pointing, but he's not, kind of finishing it off. And I just kind of feel like he's great. However, it's just like I just got the dad who can really dance well. It's like the dad who doesn't know how to dance, but he's still trying, gives the two-step, and pretends to dance like the dancer. Like, oh, he knows how to dance well. That's great, but he's still the dad, and he
Like
shouldn't
my
be.
dad.
He shouldn't be
Yeah.
there.
Really? Well, but I think the dad appeal, though, is sort of what Julianne keeps alluding to.
Yeah.
When she keeps emphasizing that's what this competition is about and that's why people love you, is like his improvement as a dancer.
I don't know. Is this competition about improving as a dancer, or taking celebrities and having them improve, and then taking the best celebrities who have improved or who are the best dancers to compete? Because you're getting two stories. You're getting the one that's like, oh, you've improved so much, and now we're going to slide you into the finals. Or are you getting the story where it's, no, these are the best celebrity dancers. They've worked their butts off, and now they're in the finals. So it's like you have to pick one or the other.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Well, for me, you guys know I've always been a big David fan, but not for his dance ability. I just like his personality, his work ethic. But to go with what you're saying, I don't think it's fair. In Normani's defense and things, David got 2 9s. I didn't think his level of dance was comparable to hers,
Okay.
or say,
Or even they compare him to Rashad.
But are we comparing them like specifically to each other, or are
Or
we
to
sort of
themselves?
comparing them to themselves?
Well, see, that's the thing, though.
That's
It's
where
just
we
like
got-
if you do both, then you have to do both by everybody, and then therefore, Nancy should be there because she's improved as well.
Right.
And
But
Heather should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think that's what the judges are trying to do, is like really like even the playing field, and by like only judging, this is purely my opinion, but I think that the judges are trying to judge comparing each celebrity to themselves in their own journey, and then they're gonna let America decide like whose journey is the most relatable, who they like watching best, and then that's kind of where it seems like that's what they've done this season, because there's been so many shocking eliminations like tonight where like the best dancers aren't in it to the end.
Mrs. D says at this point it's not about improvement. It should be an all-out battle, but it's not fair. They're competing against each other, so we'd have to compare them. So
yeah, I agree. I'm not saying that that's necessarily how I would judge.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's what the judges are doing.
Do you guys feel like a little, I don't know what to say this, but a little underwhelmed considering this is the semifinals.
Not well.
By David specifically?
Or just in general?
Just in general.
Yeah.
Like I feel like from all of them, because we have seen each of them have these standout moments that I feel like in the semifinals, that's when you really want to have those really memorable dances. And tonight, there were, I don't think that I had those.
The goosebumpy feelings.
Favorite performance. Yeah, I agree. No, like groundbreaking performances.
I don't know. It just, I don't know. It
Except for I had one groundbreaking performance. I thought Simone.
Oh, the last.
Oh, yeah.
The last
was
one.
totally like.
Both, I think both of them were both of her last dances literally were really good. You saw and even if you were going to judge as far as improvement,
exactly,
she's improved as far as the sexiness or the emotion or all these things that the judges were telling her for the last couple of weeks.
I know,
but I don't know.
Well, and let's just talk about that because it was so amazing. So she was in the first round. She was the third performer. Simone and Sasha did a jive. Mm-hmm. What was the song, you guys?
I Got Faith.
I Got Faith. And honestly, it was funny while we were watching the show. I was sort of getting annoyed at Carrie Ann like this season because I feel like she's been so hard on her, and I didn't quite get exactly where she was going with it because I was like, gosh, why are you like beating her down, like, because she seemed so discouraged, like I'm trying so hard, but obviously Carrie Ann knew what she was doing and
she got it
an experienced coach because it like all clicked in her performance tonight. And honestly, I wrote in my notes, I was watching this saying, who was that performing? Like I didn't even recognize her. She was like a whole new performer.
There's a difference, especially when you're required to be perfect. Like, I remember there was a time, just even in, radio, my teacher's like, okay, well, do a 2-minute segment about yourself. It should take like 5 minutes. And it took me almost an hour because I kept on doing the retakes. And then he said you have to come to a point where you just don't give a F about, other people and you just do you. And when you're able to do that, now you don't have that barrier as far as, okay, well, I need to be perfect. Therefore, everything needs to be in its place. And if something messes up, then I have to start from the beginning. Because the moment you kind of let it go and you realize that everybody else is human and everybody makes mistakes, you're still going to put in that hard work, but it's not going to hinder you. Yeah. So what Carrie Ann was doing, she was able to release that, which a lot of people on the comments last week and the week before were saying that Sasha just wasn't able to kind of figure that out. I don't know. I can't remember if it was last week where he picked the song for her. I think it was last week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, he picked the song that she wasn't even feeling.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, you've been with her for 10 weeks. You've been training hours day in, day out, and you don't even know the song that she particularly likes. Mm-hmm. So that's,
But I think that's a
coaching thing.
That's a tough coaching style. Like, obviously everybody has a different technique, and I feel like you have to be such an experienced coach to know the timing and delivery behind how to be effective with that kind of technique, because I feel like as a pro, if you were to take on that role, it could go one of two ways. And if it went the wrong way and you're stuck with that person all season, it could kind of create some heated animosity.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's just you can't please everybody.
Totally. But I feel like Carrie Ann just owned it and was like, well, I'm just gonna go for it.
Lyrics
and it worked.
Lyrics by Fleek says, I love Simone. She's headed to New York and they are getting McDonald's. LOL, relatable.
Oh my gosh.
I could go for some McDonald's right now.
Oh, barf.
Ew. Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't lie. We've all.
No, I
haven't had McDonald's in forever.
The hash browns.
Oh, not even. Anyways, I don't know if they're sponsors. Anyways, let's move on.
Okay,
it's okay, Brooke. We'll go get McDonald's.
Yeah, thank you. On to the next. The last but not least in the first round was Rashad Jennings and Emma Slater doing a sexy rumba.
Oh my gosh, 6'1", size 14 feet with no shirt on.
She was in heaven over here, you guys.
Cracking me up.
We were like, do we need to leave while you're watching this?
Give you a moment.
Give her a moment while she's steamy. No, but seriously, that was super sexy. And also, the rumba, that's a tough, as Bruno was saying, it's tough.
On a serious note, I did obviously enjoy, he's got
his package.
Yeah. Yes. But I wrote, and after I wrote this, I was like, this is gonna sound wrong. But him being shirtless, or like what little clothing was there, you could really see with the style. You could see his hip movement and his like torso
I'm
movement.
sure that was.
And it
deliberate.
was
What
just.
did you write there? Is he single?
What? No, I did not. I did no such thing.
Uh-oh. Someone's gonna get in trouble.
I'm gonna get a call at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was just joking. I was just joking.
I mean,
sorry.
Rashad can call me. No, okay. I'll send him
Man.
away.
Oh, man.
You're clearly tired.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're a little but it looks like Bruno's headed to the football field, right? Because that
Oh
was
my
the
gosh.
bet.
I hope to see
they
that.
show
That would be really good.
the footage of him. Can you even imagine, you guys? Like
Yeah.
Bruno doing drills with Rashad.
That when he even threw the ball and it was like I don't even know what that was, an underhand or overhand or just a.
I know. That's
A
why it'll
very-
be so good. I really hope that Dancing with the Stars crew, if you're watching this, go
Yeah.
get behind the scenes footage.
Yeah.
Because that'll be so worth it.
On a serious note, Rashad did really well. On the notes that Bruno gave him, he like executed well. And I don't know if you noticed, even when they finished dancing, he was like doing a little hip swivel and like a little body wave. And I was like, okay, like calm down. Like we know,
Yeah, it was
you can
almost like
dance.
he kind of owned the fact that it kind of all clicked and
Yeah,
he wanted
like
to just
now
like
he's
put
a
it in
dancer.
everyone's
Yeah,
face.
like,
Yeah.
it was really good. But I love the performance. The performance was amazing. Like
It was amazing.
he executed it well. Yeah, I enjoyed the performance a lot.
Yes. And I agree. Like they were talking about like him having a lot of stiffness up into this dance, especially in his arms. And I really noticed the difference tonight, especially, I mean, obviously too with the style of a rumba, you're like using your arms and being so fluid. And yeah, that was incredible. You really saw his capabilities as a dancer.
If you
shine.
were to almost put his last rumba with this one, you'd definitely see a difference. As far as the last one, he was he had the moves and he was trying to do it, whereas this one he got it.
Absolutely.
And like he was able to execute it and it looked like he was supposed to be there.
Yeah, I totally agree. Actually, that would be so interesting to watch back to
Side
back.
by side.
Yeah, we should do that. We'll do that
Next week.
Production.
Next week. Yeah. Okay, and then getting into round 2, you guys, we had a whole new element of competition and performances tonight. This was sort of the emotional twist where you really got to see just the journey of every celebrity. It was a beautiful tribute to sort of their journey to success and things that they overcame, different levels of adversity. And Normani and Val kicked it off with a compelling jazz performance that looked like it was supposed to be set in New Orleans to What a Wonderful World. I have to be honest though, I love that song so much. I wasn't a huge fan of that rendition of the song. I
I
know
think it
that
was making that kind of, I was missing that gravelly like voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know that's you're so right on. That's exactly what it was missing. But I mean, other than that, I thought that her story was incredible and everything that she's overcome and how much her family has stuck behind her and
How
Oh my
precious
gosh,
is
her
her
grandmother.
grandma.
Wow.
Those kisses.
But like, I kind of feel like she's gonna get in trouble for that.
You can't punish grandma.
How are you gonna
I
find
feel
your
like
grandma?
no, but Normani was like,
That is like probably the only thing, and I hope people don't take this out of context. It's like the only thing you can look forward to when you're like 70, that you can really do anything. And forgive me if she's younger. I'm just kind of throwing the number out there. You can really do anything or say anything you want.
Yeah.
Like it's when you're that
It's
old
true.
and you're that young. Like it's like, oh well, they're young. Oh well, yeah, they're old. Like she literally. Like if you were
True.
standing next to Val and you went to give him a kiss like that, like the security guards would already like been on like throwing you on the ground, like you know. What I'm saying?
Not only did
you can't
she-
tackle grandma.
well, because they also kind of saw that coming. Like they had been like sort of like prepping that
Well,
to
her
happen.
grandmother
Up in the booth.
would
know.
has been watching it since the first season, and she
know.
kept track of all the records
The
and
scores,
all the
yeah.
scores and stuff like that. So she's like serious diehard.
Right.
Barbara, right?
Yeah.
What's her name?
So
Was her name Barbara?
Yeah.
Adorable.
So
But aside from
grandma
Granny B,
stealing the kisses.
I did love to me it felt like almost like a Broadway chorus number. Just the
Yes.
the costumes and the energy and the group element, and I loved it. I think it was, she had I enjoy seeing her because obviously we know she can do like sexy and mature so well.
Right.
And she is for her age. Like it was just nice to see her do something that was like fun, and you could tell she could enjoy it for what it was and tribute it to her family. So
And she got a perfect score in that, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah,
so,
she got 10s across the board. That was amazing.
So I don't blame Grandma for being excited. so
Oh, go grandma.
No,
Okay.
yeah, her performance was really great. It tied in. It tied into the story, but she executed it really well. She did some tricks, which, you know, it's kind of one of those things where you don't necessarily need those tricks, but those tricks set you apart. It's like that ooh and ah factor.
Oh,
that,
absolutely.
You know, so I mean, she's amazing. I definitely.
Yes, she's always so fun to watch. I always get so excited for her performance. And then another one that we get excited about, David, Ross, and Lindsay, talking about his journey in the major leagues. And just, it was interesting to hear, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but I mean, obviously everyone the entire season has been really complimenting David on his humble character and how grateful he is. And it was interesting how in the package they really talked about how he didn't always used to be that humble guy. He was kind of arrogant and he wasn't really a team player. And then there was, you know, a moment that clicked for him when he got traded to or picked up by the Red Sox. Wasn't that it?
And the coach sat him down and had a little conversation with him.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, for those people out there that watch the show and think that, oh, I'm set in my ways, I can't change. I mean, what an inspiring story of someone that really just decided to become a better person and a team player, and it worked for him. Like, all of that just clicked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you really don't have a choice. Like, I mean, he could have continued being a douche, and he wouldn't. Not to say he was a douche, but he could have continued being set in his ways and playing the game for himself, and then he wouldn't be playing the game, and then he wouldn't have won, and he wouldn't be on the Dancing with the Stars. So it's a very.
But I
I'm
think
gonna just ask a question. I don't know much about sports. But whenever they made it look like I lost my job and like he was kicked out, I mean, he's probably still was doing just fine, right? Like,
Yeah,
he's probably sitting on a nice sum of.
There's a difference from money and then doing something that you've been doing for 10, 15 years.
yeah, that's like, what are you gonna go do?
It's-
and have a
it's-
family and
it's-
wife
Right.
and kids.
No,
you know?
but do you get at that point in his career? Is it that? Because I don't know that industry. Like, was it that make or break to where he all of a sudden could just be?
Well, if you don't have a plan after.
Yeah, I would say yes, because think about to be competitive at that level, especially in the major leagues, like, I mean, in any sport, to compete at a professional level, I feel like even like Simone was saying, I mean, you've given up
There's nothing
your
else.
youth, everything to like play at that level. And for someone, I feel like to make it to that level and then not make it would be like devastating and probably
Over
like
something that was like
ruin
because
something.
of
And I
what
don't
he
think
said or
that people
did.
at that level play. I don't think money is really what like drives them. I think that's like the icing on the cake. But I think it's more like you've sacrificed so much time away from your family, and like his mom was saying in the package, you know, moving around to so many different teams.
Totally.
I feel like that was his come to Jesus moment. But also one thing that's interesting, and I don't know if you guys know that much about this, but it's one thing that I've noticed in like watching him this season, and I don't know as much about baseball as like football and basketball, and but it seems like the major leagues, or you know, the MLB has this like code of conduct that's like different than other
As far as what?
sports.
No bad boys, or they just don't let you know.
No, I feel like they do. I feel like that's a thing.
Well, yeah, we were actually talking about A-Rod and yeah, there is a thing because A-Rod, they haven't retired his shirt yet, and he was a really, really great baseball player. So I see what you're saying.
But I like that. It makes me like the sport even more, because I think that's so important. Because I think I'm a boy mom, and I think that sports.
Which means she has boys.
I have a boy he's yeah,
Just in
sorry.
case-
In case that wasn't clear. But I think that sports is such a positive and powerful outlet for anybody, men and women, but I think especially boys, it's such good like structure and knowing how to be part of a team, and it's so nice to hear that like there's still that, you know,
people are not getting rewarded for doing
Yes.
bad things.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I just think with his story, it was definitely great. I think that he probably said a lot more, but they had only so much time to package it. There's a couple of things because you were asking about as far as like athletes. So yeah, once you've made the money, like it's like okay, you put enough time into it. But if you're putting that much time, you're really not thinking about the after. Like, okay, well, what's gonna happen when because you're putting in, 6 hours of training or whatever. So, and then you're sore, and then you're trying to, and then he's older. So now it's taking him longer to warm up, longer to cool down, all these other factors. So I think when he said that he was sitting at home, it's like now you're thinking about, okay, what am I gonna do now? Am I gonna become a commentator? Am I gonna do this? Am I gonna do that? Am I gonna stay home? Am I gonna, how am I gonna make more money? Like all these other factors. So I think for him, it's just a difference. So it's like when, rich people say they have problems and you're like, well, you don't have my problems. Like, well, everybody has problems.
Totally.
So I definitely feel that. But again, I liked his performance, but it was still, dad dancing on the wedding. Who knows how to dance?
oh come on. I'm just kidding.
You know,
I wish my dad could dance like that. Like, I'll give it, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, high five, dad, but you don't need to be right here in this competition.
I love David. Like, I'm so happy that he's this far because he's been my favorite. But I didn't think this was his best dance, and like if we're going off of a just personal victory thing, I didn't think this was his best dance, and he seemed stiff to me, like in his body and in his face. And I just feel like he's had better dances in the past, which should kind of be the opposite by this stage.
VDW842003. She says, I don't get the judge. I don't get the judges. They praise this man, and they get shocked when Simone gets eliminated. Which is exactly what I'm saying. Like, yeah, he's amazing, great improvement, but compared to the other three, like I would have loved to see. I've probably said this for the second week in a row. I would have loved to see Nancy there. Like, I think she should have been there compared to the other three. Like, he.
But that's what I'm saying too. Is that's why I think that it's obvious that they're judging, not based on like the other people in the competition.
Yeah.
I feel like they're judging based on like every celebrity's like personal journey.
Which means
which is kind of confusing.
Yeah, it's like, oh well, everybody deserves a ribbon. No, there's 1, 2, and 3, and you're third,
And
you're second, you're first. It's just-
Smiling doesn't get
Yeah,
you
it doesn't. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that, because in losing or in realizing that you came in 6th, that's either going to make you work more, work harder, or it's going to make you realize that, hey, I'm not a good basketball player, I'm not a good football player, I'm not a good dancer in this element. It'll force you to do one or the other.
Yeah.
But now if you're giving a ribbon to everybody, it's like, oh, well, we all got ribbons, so I can think I can sing, and now you have all these people on The Voice and American Idol thinking they can sing, and they really can't, and it's because of those damn ribbons. Just saying.
Those ribbons.
Well, I think that
Package.
I think that even they were saying in the judges were saying in their feedback on his tango, just like about his work ethic and like how they just really appreciate that. And from, like a coaching standpoint, you always want to watch and root for the player who's like putting in the extra time and really like also just grateful for the extra feedback and anyone that like listens and can take the criticism well and show improvement. So I think that that's probably where the judges are coming from, and that's the angle they're going with. But let's get on to talk about Simone and Sasha and their rumba to Skyscraper. That was incredible.
This was my favorite dance of hers.
I know, it was mine too. I thought it was, first of all, can we talk about her outfit?
Oh my gosh, that little booty.
Yeah, her body and that
She was
outfit
just-
was incredible.
She got it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it was the thing with Carrie Ann, but you had the sexiness, you had everything.
Yeah, maturity.
And yeah, she got it. I don't know if she was pissed off and she's like, well, F it, here I go, like, whatever.
Oh, you
But-
mean because it seemed like she kind of had let her guard down a little bit?
Yeah.
Or continued that into the
And
second
if you
performance?
noticed, if you play back the video when she got cut or didn't make it, you can instantly see the mask go back up. And she started smiling, and she was composed, and she's like, don't worry, I'll see you guys next week. Like, it was so professional, but it's also so, like
Well,
one
that's
of
what
those things.
Yeah.
If you
She's practiced.
yeah,
that.
you have to do that. But it was
Yeah.
just so poignant to see that.
Well, it was so sad because, I mean, when you guys, I don't know if she said this in her package or after in the performance, but when she was explaining the I think it was when Erin Andrews was interviewing her after their performance, when she was talking about, the significance of the balance beam
The bronze.
and how, like her showing emotions at the Olympics, competing on the balance beam is what, in her opinion, caused her to get the bronze medal. So for her, it was sort of this liberating moment to like show emotion and be performing with this balance beam in the background. I mean, that like breaks my heart now thinking back to like that she got eliminated after doing that.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I mean, that's like brutal.
Kind of horrible, but
it's like horrible. It's like I just hope and pray that she doesn't get like jaded or anything.
no.
You don't think
She's
so?
I don't think so
hope
because
not.
she's been bred
so
into
much.
competition. Like the thing
Yeah.
about like to go to the Olympics, not only go to Olympics, so she's Olympian, but she's won medals. To get to
Right.
that point, like the mentality is like, okay, fine, I didn't get this. And yeah, it'll like irritate her and irk her, and it probably, it'll be one of those things where she might not want to watch Dance with the Stars again or all this other stuff, but that's not going to change what else she puts her mind to. It's not going to stop her. So it is kind of crappy, but
it's just crazy when you think about the significance of that, of how she finally had this liberating moment where she let her guard down with like the frickin' balance beam in the background that kind of haunted her, and then it's like, oops,
Didn't quite pay off.
bye. That didn't really work out this time either.
I mean, it did. From my I thought for sure. I mean, I was shocked.
I know a lot of people in the last couple weeks, as far as the chats, the chats. That's what I call you guys. You guys know who you are. They were just saying back to like the whole coaching thing. Like I think if Sasha were able to kind of unlock that, which is what Carrie Ann was able to do this week,
Like
maybe 3 or
earlier.
4 weeks ago, that might have been the changing the determining factors. Because if she made it to next week, it would have definitely been a game changer, because I definitely would have saw her being, because I believe she was like in her second or third, she would have definitely went up to first place with 2 10s, like 2 rounds of 40s, I should say. So no longer.
Yeah, no, you're right. I actually totally agree, because I thought that tonight there was a flip of the switch. I mean, it like definitely all clicked for her, and Carrie
she
Ann
owned
really
it.
knew what she was doing with her coaching, and it was amazing. I mean, you almost didn't recognize her on the dance floor because she just like brought it to a whole new level, and it was so fun to watch. So it's very, very disappointing that she doesn't get to continue on. But we'll come back to talking more about Simone and Sasha. Let's talk about Rashad and Emma in their last performance of the night. They did a quick step to Yes I Can, a very positive, upbeat performance, and he also has a very incredible, inspiring story.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I had no idea about being diagnosed with a reading disorder at a young age, and that really sort of like held him back in school and in sports, and he was the kid eating Skittles on the sidelines in high school.
That was me.
That was amazing. And then
The Skittles was amazing. The fact that he was eating Skittles.
I mean, I know the whole
She's
thing.
like, these girls are
she's
terrible tonight.
She's like having late night cravings over. She's like, Skittles, McDonald's. We'll get you a snack.
I know.
I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, his story was incredible, and the fact that he rose to the opportunity in a game and a recruiter saw him, and then I loved the quote that his mom said, that it was almost like once he started running, he just kept running straight into the NFL. That was so
Amazing.
right on.
Yeah, amazing story, amazing opportunity. But
let's talk about his performance. What did you guys think?
I mean, I liked, obviously he did everything he was supposed to do for the dance. I don't know, I guess maybe I gravitate to more of like the jazz and the contemporary, and more like the dances that reflect better on each competitor's body. And I like the quick step, but I just didn't, it was great. He did everything he was supposed to do, but it just didn't, it's like, oh, okay, this is great. I think it's the same thing you were saying, it was like underwhelming, like the dances just
Yeah.
they didn't pop this week.
I think Lynn hit the nail on the head when he said the intro was a little long-winded.
Oh yeah. I was.
Yeah.
I was like
unneeded.
not
That's
even. It's
unnecessary.
like if you're gonna have some like storyline choreographed intro like that, there has to be something interesting about it.
That and
It's so
like,
boring.
Yeah.
I liked the dance. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah.
Right.
It just was like.
There's no wow.
I love
factor.
Rashad. I'm really like I think that he's deserves to be where he is at this point. But and not just him. Like I said earlier, it's all of them tonight. I was kind of maybe I just got very high hopes. I'm just waiting for the
Yeah.
bar to be raised.
It seemed like he was playing it safe tonight. Like he almost kind of knew maybe that he'd make it into the finals.
I don't know. I think you know you don't get it right every week. So I mean I think they all put in their hard work, but it was just kind of like it didn't connect. And given everything that was, I don't know, it was just a very weird vibe there tonight. Like I wasn't there, but it felt very, I don't know,
Disconnected.
yeah, there was something a brewing in the background.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe someone knew the ending before we did. I don't know. But let's talk about the ending. The conspiracy theories are rolling around in space. Let's talk about if we think they're true. So we had 4 couples left, and one was eliminated, and that unlucky couple was Simone and Sasha.
It's just hard because at this point it's like I think I don't know about you guys, but I knew David would be in jeopardy. But out of the 3, I didn't know who I personally would have put in second place for Jeopardy.
Yeah.
You know, so
Oh, really?
it's just hard because I think Rashad has definitely come from definitely no dance coordination background and then really improved. But then I love the girls both had great. I mean, they're incredible. So it depending on.
I know, it was hard, yeah.
Well, you're also going by last week's performance too. On top of that, so I believe Rashad's performance was better than Simone's, which is why Simone prompted the whole quote about smiles don't get you. I love that quote. Smiles don't get you gold medals. So I think basing off of that, then it was just kind of like you can kind of see. But even if you're basing it off of that, you can kind of see why she's in the bottom 2. But even basing off of that, David's scores were still lower than hers. So again, it doesn't make sense. And again, I'm not taking away from David. I think he really improved, and he's a great dancer.
Right.
And the character and all his story is amazing, everything that. But when you take away, you strip the stories, you strip who they were before, and you're just judging by dancing.
Yeah.
Then he, didn't deserve to make it. That's how I judge. And obviously I'm not a judge on the show, so there you have it.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah, that's an interesting point to strip away the story, but I think that's the whole appeal to Dancing with the Stars.
Well, yeah, because it'd just be
is
another
the
dance
story.
competition.
Yeah, and that's what we were kind of saying at the beginning of the season is just looking forward to getting to know each of these celebrities in a new way, learning their story, learning about their journey. And I think David has been so vulnerable, and that's why the audience has really related to him because he's really talked about his age, overcoming adversity as an athlete, being a dad, all these relatable struggles.
Right.
And I think that's probably why so many people keep voting for him. And maybe it's also the fact that, Julianne Hough was talking about just about how, what oftentimes happens on Dancing with the Stars is America votes to save people instead of voting for who the best is. And I feel because he's not the best dancer, they're oh no, he needs our votes to stay. Oh, so many people will vote for Simone because she's so good. So many people will vote for Rashad and Normani because they're amazing. And I feel that's happened a lot this season.
Well, I think too, you have to take into account just on the base of it, initially you vote for what you know, meaning what you're accustomed to. So if you're a baseball fan, the likelihood of you voting for somebody who used to be a baseball player is high. And the baseball community, as far as in America, that's America's favorite pastime. So it's just kind of like he might have a bigger base compared to Simone, whereas gymnastics comes up every 4 years, unfortunately. You see what I'm saying? Like the community on a yearly basis. It's the same thing with track and field. Nobody knows anything about track and field until every 4 years. It's like, oh yeah, those people. Okay. So, you know, I think the groups are a little bit on the different side. And same thing, they're just trying to save people. It's like, oh, well, yeah, she should have a whole bunch of people, but it's like, no, the community's not as big as you might think.
But you would kind of think that people would figure that out by now, like after the way this season has progressed in terms of voting.
Yeah.
Like, oh crap, like I really need to just like vote for who I like best, not who I want to save. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I think every season's different.
Yeah, I do.
Every character is different. Madison, she said Simone's comment came off as bratty, so I'm guessing that comment from last week. I'm thinking that's what it was. But yeah, the chat's very poppin'.
I'm liking all the caps lock.
Yes, this is very serious.
It's getting
I
heated
need
in the chat.
Normani I need Normani to win to prove the haters wrong. Yeah, I actually called it, you guys. I don't know if it was in the live chat or in the comments last week. I said it is going to be an interesting season because there's going to be something that we don't expect to happen. I just felt like it'd be smooth sailing if we had the 3 people that, you know, we think should win based off of talent, which makes the most amount of sense, but it's not television.
Yeah.
So that's where the conspiracies.
But are you saying though that if Normani were to win, that
She
would
might not.
surprise you or not?
No, because I think a lot of people are expecting her to win. So she might not win. You really don't know. So,
the
you know,
golden question.
it might be David.
Who do you think will win?
Predictions.
Yes, it's that time for our predictions. You guys.
There we go. Ooh. I sounded pretty close.
Whoa, this is creepy in here.
We're like acting like a low budget podcast. Doing all the sound effects.
I just want to let you guys know that if all else fails, and we have to leave AFTERBUZZ, the soundboard goes down.
Okay, predictions. Who wants to go first?
Let's put the spotlight on you.
Oh my goodness.
Let's hear it.
Well,
Tara Turnure.
I actually, I didn't want to say it last week because I don't know. I didn't want to say it out loud, but I for some reason kind of saw this final 3 unfolding. I think just after last week's episode, I sort of saw how maybe to America, Simone just was a little disconnected, and I was worried about that because she's so talented and I really truly wanted to see her in the finals. But I kind of had a feeling that maybe it would be David would sort of be the curveball, which he was.
Where are the sounds?
I know, where was the sound effects on that one? There we go. Thank you. He just wanted to leave me dry with the cheese ball sound effects.
He's leaving me dry with the hand claps.
Dang it. Okay, anyway, but woo!
He's like,
there
I'm
we go.
only one man.
You
I can
guys,
only do so
stop
much.
It. Okay,
Just make him play
so are
every
we?
sound on
Should
the
we
soundboard.
each pick like? Oh, I feel like that's yes. Should we each pick like one?
You asked, and he is doing.
Okay. I love it. We love it. This is so exciting. Okay. Woo! Now it's like on overload. I love it. Okay. So if I were to have to like say who like right now, right here, this is happening. Who's winning the whole enchilada of season 24 of Dancing with the Stars?
We're gonna have enchiladas next week.
I know, we're all like hungry, I guess. We'll bring snacks next week. I think Normani and Val.
Okay.
Go.
So I think that clearly she is the best dancer, but I am thinking that Rashad will win.
Ooh. I don't know. I think that everybody thinks Normani's gonna win, so therefore they're not gonna vote for her. They're gonna vote for other people, and I almost think that I don't want, but I almost think that David might take it home. I really want Normani to take it home. Everything.
I almost feel like we should switch. Do you want to switch? So like your prediction can be Normani and mine can be David, and so we
Sure.
each have like someone.
Okay.
Okay. Right?
We've officially switched.
I'm just kidding. But maybe, right? Okay, yeah, I agree with you though. I'm like torn between those two.
Nella J says Normani, David, and Rashad. That's her prediction.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Well, nobody cares about second or third. It's really about the first in this particular case.
Well, and then so there's a 2-night finale next week. So Monday night are all the performances, and the finale kicks off normal time, 8 p.m. Right? And then the finale is actually Tuesday night, you guys, at 8 p.m.
And we have a special guest for you. You guys know her. You guys love her.
Yes,
And we
we
are not
do.
going to tell you until next week. I'm sorry, I just wanted to take that.
Gotta-
That means
Follow-
no mean comments.
There hasn't been
No,
any
actually,
mean
you guys
comments
aren't
for us.
mean
I'm
anymore.
kidding. We love you guys. I'm just
No,
kidding.
but so we are gonna wait till the results are final and we know who the winner is. So that means we get to watch from home on Monday night, and then
Should
we'll be
almost
here
do like
Tuesday.
a live tweet or live chat.
Yeah,
or
we'll
something.
be
Yeah,
on Twitter
yeah.
for sure, so we can all interact that way. But
Yeah, I'll pull up the live chat too. We'll get
for sure.
But
But
we'll
so
figure it out.
We'll figure it out, and we'll let you guys know. But so we will be back Tuesday night at
special
10
guest.
p.m. with our special guest, and we are going to dive in. We might even go over an hour because we'll have so much to discuss. It'll be so exciting.
We might have enchiladas.
Maybe we'll have snacks. I don't know. And then, but yeah, so don't get confused. We're not going to be back Monday night. We'll be back Tuesday night for the grand finale.
I can't believe it's already the finale,
Yeah.
you guys.
I know.
Finn,
What?
Finn,
That's
Eric, Eken says make sure to vote. So I don't know if the voting is closed just yet, but make sure to
Yeah, you
vote for
guys,
the
make
people that
sure.
you not want to win. Well, people that just vote.
Just vote
Just
so
vote.
that you can feel good about
Yeah.
contributing.
Also, you should just vote tomorrow as well. Because tomorrow's May 16th, right? It's the, why are you guys looking at me like I'm
I don't know what
Vote?
you're
Are you
doing.
talking about Dancing with the Stars or
No,
something
no,
else?
like
Oh.
political votes.
Oh.
For drawing a blank because you gave me crazy eyes. Can someone please? Oh, okay, keep the conversation going. I'm gonna.
Well,
pull
you
this
know
back.
what? I actually agree. On that note, I would say I think it's always
Just vote in general. Vote in life.
Yes.
Vote
Yeah,
for
just
presidents.
vote
Vote
in
for
life.
city
yes,
councils.
I think it's always important
Vote
to
for
vote,
class
you guys,
presidents.
because if you don't vote, you shouldn't be allowed to have an opinion. That's what I think.
There you have it. Ooh.
There we go. Okay, but now I gotta find this thing that we're
Gonna
voting
get in trouble for that
tomorrow. Hold on.
Okay, but
Let's wait.
anyway, so Tuesday night we'll be back, you guys, with all the recap for this exciting season of Dancing with the Stars.
We'll
Season
find it.
24 is almost
Tweet it.
over. But we can't wait. So make sure to tune in.
So vote in life.
And on that note, vote in life, as we've all said. But we're going to sign off because we're hungry or something, and it's getting weird.
Something's going on.
So I am one of your hosts, and my name is Tara Turnure. In case you didn't already know that, you can find me on all social media platforms at Tara Turnure.
And I'm Brooke Lacey. You can find me on all social media at Brooke Lacey H.
And I am TK Trinidad. You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. Thank you guys for your comments, your live twat.
See?
Ooh.
She's hungry too.
Yeah, live chats, all that good stuff. You can also find me on a lot of after shows here at AfterBuzz, so definitely search through all of that. I enjoy a lot of your comments, so appreciate it.
Yes.
And thank you guys for enjoying my hair. You guys can go to Bella Mia at Instagram, and she can do it for everybody who's in Los Angeles. Not for free though, but you know what I'm saying.
Also, we have another dance show coming up May 30th.
Yes, J-Lo's.
J-Lo, DR Cuff.
Yes.
Um,
So for all you dance buffs, there's more to
Neo.
come.
Is on there too.
Neo, Channing Tatum's wife. I'm drawing a blank.
I love her. She's amazing.
But yeah, so if you're a dance fan, check that out.
It's not over. There's
It's
more.
not over yet. We love you guys.
We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you Tuesday night for the big finale.
Ciao.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.